Good morning to all the viewers. Very good morning to all of you. This is Shweta Gandhi from Ausis Group. We, Ausis Group, are back again with number of webinars as we conduct webinars for IELTS exam related to the tips and strategies for cracking the IELTS exam on every Saturday. And today, we Ausis Group is back again with more webinars. And today, I'm particularly talking about Writing Task 2. Writing Task 2 is all about, okay, hello, good morning to all viewers. We, Ausis Group, is back again with number of webinars as we are here to solve your doubts and queries related to Writing Task 2. And this group is basically here to share some tips and strategies related to the IELTS, all the modules. So today, let's begin with the Writing Task 2. As in this particular webinar, I'm going to take you to the journey of Writing Task 2. What are the tips? What are the strategies? How to crack Writing Task 2? Because many of the students are facing problem despite being so good at particularly the speaking part and writing part, but you are not good at getting bands. So how you can achieve good bands? What are the things you are lacking in? What is the basic format of all this? Let's begin with this, okay? So today in this webinar, I'm going to tell you everything about the writing task related for the beginners also and for the experienced students also. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so this is our presentation, and in this presentation, I'm going to tell you about everything. Okay, Writing Task 2, key components to achieve good bands. How to achieve good bands? Let's start. Okay, Writing Task 2 is all about essay writing. It is task 2. You have 40 minutes to cover your writing part because over and all, you will be having 1 hour to complete your writing part. It is having 6 bands, minimum 250 words you need to write. Okay, so basically writing part you'll be having 1 hour, and in that 1 hour you have to cover 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Task 1 is all about you need to write in the academic part, you need to write report writing, but task 2 you need to cover essay. But for general, you need to write letter in the task 1, and the task 2 you need to write your essay part. Okay, so let's begin. What is it? The basic difference between task 1 and task 2 is 1/3 part of your assessment will be going for the task 1, but 2/3 part will be going for the task 2. So you need to manage how to particularly going to impact, how to focus on writing task 2 so that you'll be getting good bands. Okay, let's begin. The IELTS band score. The first, second, third, fourth, and fifth band, you need to check that these 5 bands are basically for those users who are who are not good at English, who are not good at everything related to the part they do not understand. But yes, when you're going to 6 band, 7 band, 8 band, and 9 band, you'll be like looking this part when you will be having the modest user, the competent user, good user, very good user, expert user. What is this? Just feel the difference. If you're getting 5 bands, means you are modest user. You know the things, but you are not able to imply that. If you are having 6 bands, means you can compete, but there is particular thing that you are not getting the deep dive into. Okay, if you are getting 7 bands, means you're a good user, you know all the structures of the things. You're getting 8 bands, means you are well versed with all the things, you know the vocab part, you know the lexical resource, you know the structural part of sentences, everything. And 9 bands will be only for those students who know everything, how to form the structures in the sentences, how to be very good at the punctuations, how to manage the task appropriately. Okay, so this is all about you're getting 7, 8, 9 bands. Okay. Okay, so let's move ahead. If I'm talking about, hold down. Okay, let's move to the band descriptors. If you're having the band descriptors, you should understand that we have actually 4 assessment criteria for having your writing done. Now you have 4 things to assess. Number 1, task achievement. Number 2, coherence and cohesion. Number 3, lexical resource. And number 4, grammatical range and accuracy. If you are covering all the 4 things, then only you will be getting high bands. Now, let's first check out the difference between the 6, 7 bands and 8 bands, because 9 bands really tough to achieve. So let's work on 7, 8 bands, and slowly and gradually you will be understanding that what is the basic difference between the 8 bands and 9 bands. Okay, so let's look out. 6 bands generally addresses all parts of task, means you're addressing all the parts. Task achievement is what? You need to achieve the task. For example, in essay writing, you will be having 8 types of essays. Now, 8 types, first you need to understand that what is my topic and what is the task of that topic. In these 8 types of essays, you have to be confined with only one task. Either it is agree, disagree, advantage, disadvantage, etc. So, task achievement is all. You need to cover your task, number 1 point. The second task achievement is you need to write within 250 words, or you can go beyond that, but do not go under that. Okay, so address all the parts of the task. Although some parts may be more fully covered than others, present a relevant position, although the conclusion may become unclear or repetitive. So these are some mistakes that a student who is getting 6 band, they are facing such things because the vocabulary they are using is repetitive. The thoughts they are using is ordinary, or the way of presentation is not proper. So in this way, the task achievement you'll be getting low. Talking about 7 bands or 8 bands for the task achievement, what is the basic thing is sufficiently, let's talk about 8 bands, sufficiently addresses all parts of the task. See, the task achievement is all about, for example, the topic is agree, disagree. And if you are writing about the advantage, disadvantage, or the solutions, this will not hold the cup of water, because here you have to cover the things appropriately. So sufficiently address all parts of the task, presents a well-developed response to the question with relevant extended and supported ideas. So you need to understand that the response to the question should be in the form of extension with the ideas. Then the second band descriptor assessment part is coherence and cohesion. In coherence, you need to, let's look for the 6 bands. Okay, first we need to understand what is coherence. Coherence is all about logical connectivity of thought. If you are able to connect your thoughts with the examiner, the connectivity is very important. If you are connecting it, examiner will give you good bands. The only difference between 6 bands and 8 bands, in 6 bands arranges information and ideas coherently, and there is a clear overall progression. This is 6. Use cohesive devices effectively, but cohesion within or between. Now, let's look at the difference. What is coherence and cohesion? Coherence is all about you need to connect your sentences in a logical form, but cohesion is all about you need to have the linkers. You need to attach the linkers, because you need to add one idea to the other idea. And if you're adding one idea to other idea, you should have something as a part of conjunction you have to use. It is acting as a bridge. So if you're not creating that bridge, how you can relate one part to other part? Okay, so this is what cohesion is. Coherence, the logical connectivity. For example, if I'm speaking in front of you, if you're not understanding it, how will you be able to judge me? How will you be able to give me the things that, ma'am, I'm understanding or I don't understand, whatever the thing. But if I'm speaking and you're understanding it properly, then that you will be having the coherent session with me. And what is cohesion? Cohesion means the glue. It is acting as a glue. So when you add one part or one thought to other thought, always try to have linkers. Okay, and linkers like furthermore, additionally, on the one hand, on the other hand, similarly, likely, unlikely, etc. Then if the student is getting 6 bands, then what about that CC structure where, or the coherence and cohesion, of course, where the student is getting 7 or 8 bands? What are the basic difference? Let's look. In 8 bands, coherence and cohesion, sequences information and ideas. No, sequence is important. If the person is asking about what is, like, do you agree, disagree? For example, let's take an example. Nowadays, internet is a booming part, and somewhere it is detrimental to the society. On the other hand, it is fruitful for the student. Okay. Do you agree, disagree that internet plays an important role in the life? Agree, disagree. Now, here, when you start writing, you have a proper flow and proper sequence of agreement or disagreement. Okay. So one para, you are going with the agreement. Other para, you are going with the disagreement. So agree part and disagree part is all about why you're writing in this form, because it gives you a sequence. So sequential information, order of that information is very important. Second part is logically connected. Third part manages all aspects of cohesion well. In 8 bands, in coherence cohesion, the third part is very important. Manages all aspects of cohesion and coherence well. Uses paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately. Okay, so uses paragraphs. If you're adding paragraphs sufficiently, do not go beyond 4 paragraphs. Some students have the habit of writing the writing task 2 in 5 paragraphs. Do not go like this. Okay, so 4 paragraphs are sufficient. Let's talk about lexical resource. Lexical resource is all about you need to add vocabulary. Vocabulary part is very important. And second part, you are not allowed to use personal pronouns. Personal pronouns like I, we, he, she, it, they. The personal pronouns, if you want to use personal pronoun, that is I. Here, I is the only personal pronoun you can use only when you are giving your opinion, when you are giving your judgment to the topic. And then, and this is applied only when the topic is demanding the opinion. If the topic is not demanding opinion, you're not allowed to give your opinion. If the topic is demanding your opinion, you need to give your opinion. Okay. And in that case only you need to use I. Otherwise, you are not allowed to use other personal pronouns like they, we, he, she, it. Okay. So lexical resource involves something like, for example, you have a good vocabulary if you're getting 6 bands, suppose, and if you're adding at least 5 to 6 vocabulary, but you are using it with some accuracy. The tone, the condition, the positivity and negativity, you do not understand, you are using it like that only. This will alleviate your marks. For example, let's look at the 6 bands lexical resource. Uses an adequate range of vocabulary for the task, attempts to use less common vocab but with some inaccuracy. Let's have an example. Let's take an example like loquacious and garrulous. These two words are only, the meaning of these words are talkative. Loquacious is also talkative and garrulous is also talkative. But somewhere in the writing part, if you're writing garrulous and your tone is very positive, you're writing in the very positive form, and you're writing garrulous, means you are using that and you want to talk about the person who is talkative, for example, and you're writing the good word that is garrulous, and you're feeling so good that I have written this garrulous part. But then only you are getting 6 bands. Why? The only reason is that you are not using the vocabulary in the proper part. you are writing the word in the, you are writing the whole paragraph in the positive part, and garrulous, the difference between garrulous and loquacious is loquacious is positive part and garrulous is negative too. Need to understand the tone of the vocabulary also. So garrulous is negative and loquacious is positive. So if your paragraph is completely moving into the positivity, then you have to use loquacious instead of garrulous. So in this way, you need to check the tone of the vocabulary also, whether the vocab is going in the positive part or negative part. And that's the thing you are creating your inaccuracies if you are not following it. Next part in the 6 bands, attempts to use less common vocabulary but with some inaccuracy, makes some errors in spelling, word formation, but they do not impede communication. So you are making some errors. Means that's indeed the things you need to understand that we are making errors. Some students write small letter I, a small I. This is not good. Every time you need to add capital I. Okay. And let's talk about the 8 bands of lexical resource. Use a wide range of vocabulary fluently and flexibly to convey precise meanings. See, I told you, fluently and flexibly to convey the precise meanings. Your paragraph, your vocabulary must be related to the proper, precise meanings. Third, skillfully uses uncommon lexical items, but they may be occasional inaccuracies in word choice and collocation. You're using more like you're using frequently, you're using vocabularies frequently. And somewhere, if out of 5, if you are using 2 inaccurate vocabularies tone, then it's fine because 3 are working there. Collocations, the term collocation is very important, and collocation is all about adding one word to the other word. For example, loin always roars. Loin cannot bark, right? So loin always roars. So this what I am like, for example, one more example is tell me the truth. This is a good phrase, but if I'm telling like speak the lie, no, always we can say tell me, don't tell a lie, speak the truth. So with truth we always have speak, with lie we always have tell. So these are the things that one word attached with a particular word. So that means the collocation, and this collocation you must be aware with the collocation part, and this collocation comes with the practice of reading. If you are reading properly, you'll be having that judgment criteria that yes, this word is not fit with the other. Okay. Okay, let's come to the grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical range is itself an independent part, and accuracy is itself an independent part. Grammatical range means you are writing different types of sentences. You are not confined with the one part, one sentence only. Like example, you are only writing simple sentences there. If you're writing simple sentence, the examiner will give you 5 bands or 6 bands. But if you're writing a mix of simple and complex sentences, if you're looking at the 6 band descriptors of grammatical range, there it has been mentioned that uses a mix of simple and complex sentences forms, makes some errors in grammar and punctuations, but they rarely reduce communication. Okay, so always try to use simple and complex sentences. Whereas in 8 bands, uses a wide range of structures. In 7 bands, you can also look at the things that uses a variety of complex structures, produces frequent error-free sentences. See, the only thing if you want to get more bands in writing is the only thing is that you should write complex structures. Maximum time. In overall 21 sentences, if you're writing at least 10 complex sentences, you will be achieving your good scores. Because complex sentences, there are 5 types of sentences basically. We can have simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence. These 3 parts very important. 4th part is passive voice, and 5th part is conditional statements. So these are all the things. Somewhere you can also use interrogative sentences. So if you're adding the mixture, the combination of all these things, but obviously you'll be getting 7 or 7 plus. The only thing we are lacking that we are not adding the proper suffice structures. So always try to add complexity in your S. Give the straight things, give the coherence. Your coherence must be very straight. The connectivity is very simple and genuine, but the addition of sentences will add the cherry on the cake. Okay, so this is all you need to cover in the band descriptors. Band descriptors are very important because by looking at the band descriptor, you'll be able to make the difference between the 6 bands, 7 bands, and 8 bands. And if you are getting 6 bands, for example, being a trainer, if I'm giving my student 6 band, then I make sure that my student could understand the difference between the 6 band and 7 bands or 8 bands. Okay, so next time when he comes with more complex statements, more complex structures. Okay, okay. Let's move on to the next part. The 5 common IELTS writing task 2 questions are: first, opinion based. In this, you'll be getting agree, disagree topic. Next, advantages and disadvantages. You'll be getting any topic and they'll ask you to write the advantages and disadvantages of the topic. Then problem and solution. They'll be having the problem and you'll be giving the solution. This I'll make you discuss about the topics, like this is the topic and here the agree disagree part will come. Just we're discussing first about the 5 common types of questions. The third part is problems and solutions. Fourth part is discussion. It means discuss both the views. Like some people are saying this, other people say this. So discuss both the views. Then fifth part is 2-part question. 2-part question is all about, they ask you 2 questions related to the topic and you have to write about that. Okay. So these 5 parts. Okay. In between, I want to tell you that if you have any questions, if you have any doubts related to your writing task or your IELTS exam, anything you want to ask me, you have question answer box there right in front of you. You can just put your query in the question answer box and within that time, I'll be able to solve your query. Okay. So question, okay, I'm getting that one question that, hi Shweta, we need to take only one side in agreement or disagreement and present the idea supporting it, right? Okay, I'm giving this question answer. I'll giving this answer after this presentation and make sure that what I'm telling you, you should apply this. And if you're applying this, please apply it properly with the good complex structure and with the good coherence part. Try to understand this thing. If you're adding, seriously, you'll be getting good marks. Okay. So first, let's understand the whole presentation because meanwhile, you will be getting the solution of your question. Okay. Just put your questions in the question answer box. It is must. Okay. Let's move to the next part. The next part is, okay, let's discuss about how the questions come in your writing task. And the second thing is this, understand the thing, what I'm trying to tell you, that how you need to define your writing. See, the first thing you should understand that we have 4 body paragraphs in writing. Okay, that means introduction, number 1. That means first part is your introduction. Second part is your body para 1. Second, then third part is your body para 2. And last part is your conclusion. So in these 4 paragraphs, the only thing is introduction and conclusion format is same. You are not going to change that format. But within body part 1 and body part 2, you need to play with the words and your ideas. So for example, if you are getting, for example, this is our topic. Some people think that using animals for food and transportation should be completely banned. On the other hand, others believe that using animals for meat and experiments is fair. So these are 2 contrasting views. And you need to first pre-plan your essay, that what you're going to write, because your topic is discuss both the views and give your opinion. Do not distract yourself beyond the topic, against the topic. Do not go. Stick to the topic. If they're asking related to that using animals for food and transportation should be completely banned, this is my first view. And second view is Others people believe that using animals meat experiments is fair. So what is this? Some people are giving it the part that it should be banned, while other people believe that it must be like it should go. So you need to explain the both part. Now, how you'll be going to explain? In introduction and conclusion, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking only about BP1 and BP2, body paragraph 1 and 2. In body paragraph 1, you're going to describe your view 1. That means it should be banned, some people think. While other in body paragraph 2, you need to describe your other thing. It means some people they are not in favor of doing this banning things and embargo. Okay, so you need to discuss both the views. So this is first part. Second type of question is that, and the query is also related to this only. Okay, so let's see. Crime rate has increased with the advancement of technology. To what extent do you agree, disagree on this topic? And the same topic you will be having, do you agree or disagree on this? Now, there is a difference. If the question is demanding, to what extent do you agree, disagree? Means in the body paragraphs, you need to write 70-30 part. But if you are writing, do you agree, disagree on this view? Means you need to write 50-50. Now, what is that? See, there are various modes of writing. If you are having this agree, disagree, so many students apply the format of the complete. They take one stand and they just apply the whole part in the one in that essay, that yes, I agree on this topic and I'm writing all the agreement points in this essay. But what we feel that if you're writing only one part, means you have only one or two thoughts and you're exaggerating it like that. Or if you're not getting third and fourth thought, suppose if you're getting three thoughts, but then two, you are feeling that your paragraph is or your essay is not up to 250 words, then you're stretching it like that. So this is the only thing we avoid. What we do, we tell students to write both the part. The first part is agree, disagree. First, decide yourself that whether you are agree to this topic or disagree to this topic, and write your opinion in the introduction. Okay, I'll give you the format also, that there is a particular format. According to the format, you can write your opinion. See, crime rate has increased with the advancement of technology. So this is the thing first I need to understand. Okay, is it increasing? Yes, it is increasing with the advancement of tech. My opinion is yes, for example. And the second type of question, do you agree, disagree? He's also asking me the question. Yes, I agree to this point. Okay, so in both these things, I agree with the topic. Now, what I have to do is in body para 1 or body para 2, it is up to your point of view, that one paragraph should be according to your opinion, and other paragraph why you are disagree. You are also going with that part. Okay, why, or we can say why people are disagree with that. I agree. This is my one body paragraph. Why people are disagree. This is my second body paragraph. Okay, let's say for example, if I'm saying crime rate is increased with the advancement of technology. Yes, I agree that the crime offenses are progressing with the evolution of the technology. I completely believe the reasons why I believe, there are umpteen reasons why I believe that crime rate is increasing. 1, 2, 3, you are explaining your opinion in one body paragraph. Now, the second body paragraph is not only related to the agreement. However, there are people or a school of thought believe that technology is of no use. Technology is there is no tantamount structure where the crime rate is related to the technology. Why? One school of thought means many people believe that they are not suggesting that crime rate is increasing because of the technology. Okay, so this is the only thing I want. And again, in the question answer box, yes, Swati Bhattacharya, we need to take only one side in agreement or disagreement, present or either support. No. Okay, now you're getting the answer. I hope you can please write there your things, feedback that yes, you are getting. Do not write only one part in the essay. This is my point of view. Because if you're writing it, you're giving like that only answers. No? You're exaggerating your thoughts. You're exaggerating it like, give both the things, why I agree and why people are disagreeing. So here now you'll be getting good amount of thoughts, good amount of words, that you will be having your point. You will be having your confined view that yes, I believe in this, but why people are disagree, why people disagree to this point. Okay. Okay. Next question you can also arise, so that will be come up with the more things. Okay. So this is all. And the other thing, again I want to tell you that and to what extent do you agree, disagree, and do you agree, disagree? There is a difference. Number one thing, to what extent means you need to cover your 70-30 ratio. 70% you need to write your opinion in body para, and then 30% you need to write. Means, for example, you have two thoughts in your body para one for your opinion, then write only one thought in the body para two. We do not need to give two opinions in both. But do you agree, disagree? We'll give 50-50%. It's fine. Okay. Let's come to the next part. Some people prefer living in houses as compared to others who believe apartments are better than houses. What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in houses? Or do advantages outweigh disadvantages? These are again the two types of topics. Again, this will be follow. The first part will be follow 50-50 structure. Means in body para 1, you need to write advantages. In body para 2, you need to write disadvantages. Whereas do advantages outweigh? Means what do you feel advantages are more than disadvantages? So again, you need to follow your 70-30 structure. Take your opinion. In the first type of question of advantage, disadvantage, you are not allowed to give your opinion because they are not demanding. They are not asking you. But in the second type of question where they are asking you with the word do, it means they are demanding your opinion. So do advantages outweigh disadvantage? I believe that advantages outweigh disadvantages. I believe that there are more merits than demerits. Okay. So this way you'll be having the number of questions, the types of questions in your exam. Okay, next topic. Traffic congestion has become one of the major issues in cities. What are the problems people face due to traffic? Discuss the possible solutions of overcoming. What are the problems people face? Now, this is particularly the problem we have to discuss. Traffic congestion has become one of the major issues. Now, what are the problems? Many people migrating from rural area to urban area. This is one of the problems. So, by taking that one problem, you can explain it, and then you can give your example. So this is how you can describe your problem. In the second paragraph, you need to discuss the solution. So body paragraph 1 is problem oriented paragraph. Body paragraph 2 is solution based paragraph. Okay. So in this way, you need to play with your body paragraphs. Okay. Question and answer box is open. Dear students, you can post your queries related to this. Okay, one thing I think that students should ask us that whether can you write one problem and solution in one body paragraph and in the next paragraph other problem and solution. You can do this, but generally I tell students to avoid this because you don't create your writing part so messy because already you're thinking and you're facing the problems of writing the structures and you're taking in the messy form. Do not just quote all the problems in the BP1 and just quote all the solutions in the BP2. This will give you a better score because the sentence structure is proper. Okay. Next is many children have become habitual about excessively using mobile applications day and night. Why do you think this is so? What are the causes? What parents can do to avoid this situation? These are what parents can do, means what solutions the parents could provide to avoid the situation. So here, why do you think this is so? Again, kind of problems they are asking you why? What are the causes? Actually, this is not a problem. This is causes. So we can have problems and solution also, or we can have causes and solution also. So why it is happening is all the causes and the solutions in the next body paragraph. Okay. Okay, let's come to the particular format of writing an essay. This is the particular format. If you want to write, you can write it. If you want to click the picture, you can click. Because this is the particular format every student must follow so that your essay would be organized in the standard form. See, this format is not at all given by the Cambridge, but yes, trainers have suggested these things because by doing this, Your essay must be structured. Your essay could be structured in the proper order. Okay. So let's start. We have 4 paragraphs: introduction, supporting paragraph 1, or we can say BP1, BP2, and conclusion. Now, introduction, you'll be having global sentence, and it is optional. Okay. Just write down what I'm telling so that if you are stuck with some points, you'll be able to solve it by your own. That in introduction, we should have 3 parts: global sentence, paraphrase, and thesis statement. Now, let's say global sentence is all about, you need to write about the topic in the globalized form, in the general form. For example, if today I'm telling you like online education is very important, it's progressing over the traditional mode of education. Okay, this is my topic. Now, the main thing, the macro element of this topic is education. Online education, offline education is the micro. These are the micro elements. Macro element is education. So just give one line fact about the education. Like education plays an important role for the future of the country, or for the economy of the country, or for the future growth of the, or for the advancement of the country. Like this, these are the global part you can have. So global sentence is optional. And somewhere you are not getting the global part, you can skip it. It's fine. Then come to the paraphrasing. Paraphrase means you need to rewrite the sentence or you need to rewrite the topic in your own words. And this is must. This is must. So if you're paraphrasing the topic, means the examiner there is going to understand the thing that you are into, that you are reading between the lines. You're understanding the part that yes, the topic is completely understood by you. Okay, so the paraphrase is very important because paraphrase will give you the understanding. The third part is the thesis statement. Thesis statement is what? Okay, for example, if for example, I am doing my PhD, and after that, I am going to submit my research paper. What's that called? It's called thesis. The ending thing, the strongtivity, what you are going to deliver. So here, the thesis statement is all about the ending of the introduction with the so proper format that by reading that thesis line, examiner understands, okay, you're going to write these things in the body paragraphs. Okay, in the body para 1, body para 2. So by giving him the understanding that you are going to write these things in the body paragraphs, make sure that in these thesis, 2-line thesis statements, you'll be covering all the things. And this is a very good part that you are going to write, because here examiner is also demanding your opinion. Okay, so thesis statement is all you need to write your opinion. Well, for example, like many people think that email is good for the corporate part, whereas other people believe, or internet, we can say internet is good for the society, and other people believe that it is detrimental to the individual. According to me, I believe that internet is fruitful for the individual and the society. So I strongly opine, in my opinion, these are the things you need to add in your opinion. These are the cohesive devices, in my opinion, according to me. Okay. So introduction is all about global, paraphrase, thesis. Then supporting paragraph, and 1 and 2. Both these paragraphs follow the same format, but you need to repeat. The whole format is for body para 1, and the same format you need to copy it to the body para 2. Okay. So let's begin with this. Supporting paragraph 1. First, you need to write topic sentence. Now, what is topic sentence? Topic sentence is all about, you need to write your topic. You need to write what you're going to explain in the body paragraph. For example, what are the advantages and disadvantages of internet? Now, in body paragraph 1, if you are writing like that only, that the advantage is this, disadvantage is this, do not create this messy situation. Take one thing and explain it in the body paragraph. So if suppose you are writing the advantage part in the body paragraph 1, so you need to start your things like there are various advantages, or there are umpteen advantages of using internet. The first and foremost is. Okay. So for example, like for the thing, like for there are various advantages of using internet. This is what in the first line you are giving your thing to the examiner, that in body paragraph 1 you are going to write advantages. Then when you are going to start the body paragraph 2, again you need to give topic sentence that there are umpteen disadvantages or demerits of using this digital technology. Okay, and all, do not copy the words from the topic. Always try to use different words. Like for example, internet, you can use digital media, or you can say e-technology. So you need to change your words. Okay, do not copy the words, because if you are copying the words, you're lacking your lexical resource. Okay, so first is the topic sentence. In the topic part, examiner understand that here you're going to write these things. Then linker. Linker is all about, like, there are umpteen advantages of using internet. The first and foremost is, the first and foremost, the second one, the third one. The first and foremost is means the linker. The first and foremost is easy accessibility. For example, I'm telling you, like easy accessibility. The first and foremost is anyone can use it anywhere, and therefore it provides easy accessibility to each and every person. So what is that? Easy accessibility is my main thought. How we can generate this main thought before writing this part? Always go for the pre-planning. Pre-planning gives you the way to write the things, because if you are having number of thoughts with you, and if you have number of thoughts before writing, that means you will be able to structure the sentences properly. Okay, so just wait. I'll be having, I suppose, one more query. Can't see the slides. Okay. Now you are looking here. Now you are able to look the slides. Now is it visible? Yes, Swati Bhattacharya. Now is it visible? Okay. So, topic sentence. The first thing is topic sentence. Topic sentence. Okay. It's stuck on number 4. I suppose you'll be having your technical issues, I suppose, because here we are working with our slides. Just restart it. Okay. Okay. So introduction. Introduction is there. Introduction, then after you'll be having supporting paragraph 1 and 2. Okay, now let's start with the topic sentence, then linker. Linker is all about, there are various cohesive devices, and this linker is again the cohesive part. Then you will be having main idea 1. Main idea, okay, before starting your writing essay, pre-plan your essay. Now what is pre-planning? Always try to jot down the proper ideas before starting points. Okay, for example, the main use of internet is easy accessibility. The first idea is this. The second idea is it gives a lot of information at any point of time. So these two ideas I have pre-planned already. Okay, then I'm going to start, like, there are various advantages of using internet. The first and foremost is easy accessibility. Now the next point is I'm going to support the idea. Means I need to give the explanation of this idea. How it is easy accessible. How? Means, for example, and then you can support your answers with the example also. For example, if a person who is living in the rural part, if it is inconvenient for him to migrate or to travel to the urban part regularly for his studies, he can use internet there at his point of time, and it is easy accessible to him, so that he will manage all the information around. Okay, so this is how you need to give a supporting part. Then you need to add your linkers. Now what linker is? Linker is all about the second part. The second advantage is, now the second advantage is it provides number of information. Now it provides number of information. So you need to again support your idea and example. Now it's very important to quote one example in the body paragraph. If you are adding one example in the body paragraph, it shows that you are adding something relevant to the things, the experimental things you're feeling. Okay, and do not quote examples. Do not quote examples personally. My friend, I like this. Do not quote it like that. Okay. So same thing you'll be going to apply with the supporting part 2, because in supporting part 2, that means supporting body para 2, same thing. There are various advantages. The prominent one is, or the main advantages, firstly, secondly, thirdly. I generally tell students to avoid firstly, secondly, thirdly, because it's very cliche. And by using it, examiner understands that you are just coming here to write this essay. Must be like you are adding cohesion, but you are different from others. So try to avoid firstly, secondly, because it is very cliche. Okay. Then let's start with the conclusion. Conclusion is all about you need to conclude all the things. So you can start with the concluding linker, like in conclusion. Then summarize the body para framework. You need to summarize all the things that you have written in the body paragraphs and restate your opinion. So opinion comes in the two parts, in the introduction and in the conclusion. So introduction and conclusion, the opinion is must to give. Okay. And one more thing I want to convey, that if what paragraph you are writing your opinion part, you can also write like there are various reasons why I believe that internet has merits. Okay, plethora of merits or umpteen merits. So you can write that also. But opinion in body para 1 and 2 is in opinion and introduction and conclusion is must. Okay. Sorry. Let's come to the next slide. Okay, these are the basic macro part you will be having in your exam. Education related topics, health, diet and fitness related topic. These are the macro part. Now the examiner will ask you the questions related to the micro part. For example, if he's taking the topic of diet, then he'll ask you the question about the junk food rather than the traditional food. Globalization, he'll ask you the things related to the country affairs. Work and unemployment, for example, unemployment, they'll ask you the question related to the jobs and salary. Okay. Children and families, they'll ask you related to the children training. Families related, they'll ask you the topic about nuclear family and joint family. Like nowadays, people are segregating themselves towards nuclear family. So what is your view, or do you agree, disagree, whatever kind of things they'll ask you. But these are all the macro part. This is very important because these are the perfect parts in which since years they'll give you the topic related to these things. Okay. And just try to have the global sentence or derivative part. Try to make it. Okay. Next part is brainstorming activity. You need to brainstorm it. Okay. In between, again, if you have further queries, doubts, just put your questions in the question answer box also. Okay, let's start with the brainstorming things. Now, how to brainstorm? Brainstorm, I already told you that please pre-plan your structure. If you're planning your structure, it will be giving you good math. So, brainstorming is when you write down any idea that comes into your head about a particular question. So, pre-planning is very important. If you're pre-planning the things, it will give you the good initiation of the essay. Okay. If you're writing like that, or like, for example, I as a student, if I'm going to write an IELTS exam and if I'm taking the topic, and by looking the topic, I just starting jotting down the point, that writing the essay, blah, 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 blah. This will not work because at that moment, my speaking brain is working. And if my speaking brain is working, I'm writing only what that I'm using informal language. I'll use sometimes slangs. I use sometimes like that only words, whatever come in my mind. But if you are thinking, if you are pre-planning it, that this is the point, then you will be more inclined towards forming the sentence structure. If you're able to form the sentence structure, it is convenient for you to arrange your thoughts in the sequence order as we have discussed in the by descriptors. Okay. So first, brainstorm yourself related to the topic, what you're going to write down, and what is the topic, what is the macro part, and what is the micro part. So you need to understand the macro, but you need to write on the micro part. Always try to figure out what is the micro element in this. For example, the topic is all about family, but the topic is related to the family's macro part. But what is micro part in that? Nuclear family, joint family. So you're not going to write about the family, you are going to write about the nuclear part and joint family. Okay, so this is my micro element. Okay, second point, at first you're not dismissing any, you just write them down, how a good or bad they see. Okay, do not dismiss anything. Just whatever comes in your mind in the pre-planning, and you need to pre-plan your these things in the question paper. Do not give all these things in the answer sheet. Okay, so pre-planning, if you're doing this, so in pre-planning, do not dismiss the parts. If you're finding that, okay, these thoughts are coming in my mind, just jot down these parts. Okay, third point, you then select which one are best. For an IELTS essay, you will be usually only need around 4 ideas to answer. As it being such a short essay, 2 are usually enough to provide someone one body paragraph. Okay, now if you're having 4 body paragraphs, 4 thoughts in for one body paragraph, eliminate the 2 part, because only 2 thoughts are okay to give the proper explanation with example. If you're exaggerating it with the 4 thoughts, you can imagine how long the body paragraph would be. Okay, so just try to figure it out that in these 4 paragraphs, in these 4 thoughts, these 2 thoughts are preferable to be. Okay, now the fourth part is the important thing to remember again, is that you are not getting marked on the ideas themselves as long as they answer the question, but the way in which you present them in terms of coherence equation, of course. This thing I already told you. The important thing is not that you are giving the examiner thoughts, the ideas. No. How you are presenting that idea to the examiner is very important. They are not giving you marks on the basis of your thoughts. That number 1 thought is this, number 2 thought is this. No. The main idea should be followed by the explanation. If you're explaining it properly, okay, many students, they're getting 7 bands and they're just explaining one idea in the one body paragraph, and then they're getting 7. The only reason is they have explained it very well. Explaining with the example. So if you're going to explain your main thought appropriately, you'll be getting marks. So do not rushing towards number of thoughts. Take one good thought, explain it well. Or sometimes if you're unable, take 2 thoughts. That's completely fine. You'll be having good balance. Like 3, 4 ideas, no. And sometimes what people do, they merge 2 ideas together and then they are going to explain it. No. Take idea, explain with example, then furthermore, additionally, or we can say second thought with the second issue or the second advantage. So explain it like that. Do not merge the thoughts, because here you will be breaking your coherence part. Coherence, logical connectivity. So logical connectivity is important. So what logical connectivity tells you? That explain one part properly, then explain second part properly. Do not merge it. Okay. Let's move to the next part. What ideas for IELTS does the examiner want to see? Now, what is the basic thing that the examiner wants to see, to look at? Many candidates tend to think that the examiner is looking for the best possible ideas that answer the question, that they will award higher band scores. See, same thing I told you about. Many candidates tend to think that the examiner is looking for the best possible idea. Your knowledge is not at all required there. Your English is required. Okay, knowledge, you have this idea. We are not giving graduation exam. We are only giving your IELTS English exam. So if you're not writing the sentence structures, how you will assume that examiner will give you bands? Okay, so the only thing that examiner will give you bands on the basis of the explanation that you're giving, because there you are writing English. You're not giving thoughts. Thoughts is all about keywords, easy accessibility, good information. For an example, then there's the easy accessibility and provide information is all about, these are the keywords. So if you're explaining it properly, you'll be having good. Okay. So actually this is not true. There's nothing in the grading system that examiner uses to assess how clever your ideas or to knock off point. This means that they must answer the question that you've been asked. So all the thing I want you to please explain the things properly. Okay, last paragraph you can read. This means that they must answer the question that you have been asked. They must also, of course, be properly explained through further support. Support means you are giving example and then supporting the main idea. What is your main idea? Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, these are the sentence connectors. Sentence connectors mean these are the cohesive part. You can have it, you can write it, you can click the picture, so it will be very easy. Contrasting connectors are, on the other hand, in contrast, conversely, however, still, nevertheless, even, so in spite of, despite. Okay, one thing more, do not use of with the word despite. In spite of is the synonym of despite, but do not use of with the despite. Then result connectors as a consequence, therefore, as a result, consequently, and always try to use, do not use common words as a result, so that avoid it. Write consequently, as a consequence, because many students, they avoid these heavy words, but if you're writing these words at that moment, you'll be getting maths. Okay, because you're using uncommon words that generally people are not using. That is fine. Then time connectors or addition and listing connect addition, like furthermore, moreover, in addition, to begin with, secondly, thirdly. These are addition of the thoughts one by one. Okay. Time connectors, if you're adding time, like in meantime, meanwhile, later. Exemplification, for instance, for example, to illustrate. So these are all the things, connectors, which are very beneficial for you. If you're adding these things, you'll be adding plus point to your cohesion. Okay, so cohesion is very important. Okay, and cohesion gives you coherence. Do not try to add mechanically number of cohesion. These are the words. Again, I'm telling you, these are the words. These are the keywords. Kind of working as a keyword. So do not try to inculcate or do not try to add these words, like that only in the essay. This will also decrease your point. Use it naturally wherever it requires. By using it naturally, it automatically gives you the good sentence structure, the good explanation. Examiner only wants your English, the sentence formation, how you're supporting the idea with the proper sentence. So one line is your main idea, but other 4 lines are your that explanation, and other 2 lines is the example. So this makes a body paragraph done. Okay. So do not add mechanically the cohesion part. Okay. Coherence is very important in cohesion. You need to add cohesion, but your coherence must be strong. The next part, here I am coming with number of vocabulary. These are all the words which are like generally used in your IELTS essay. And sometimes moreover, many things you are using it like that, only like you are using back to back again, the same word, same thing. So always try to have number of words. For this today, I'm going to take you to the vocabulary part also. Like always practice such kinds of questions, such kind of words, and try to write down these words. Okay. For example, if you're writing like remove, in one part you are writing remove, but in other part do not repeat the word. You can write eliminate. Okay, eradicate. So try to add different words. So please, these are the part you can go along with. Have the photos, have the things, refer it properly so that you'll be able to understand. Okay. And the next part is, again, I'm giving you other words. So first here, we can have 1 to 10 practice tests. Again, I'm giving you 1 to 10 daily, 10 words. You'll have to go with the words. Okay. So these are the things, these are the steps, these are the strategies. The only thing today, I am not giving any do's and don'ts. The do's and don'ts you will be getting familiar on every website. You'll be having number of do's and don'ts. Don't do this, don't write this. And the only 2 things I want to convey with the whole webinar is that do not write firstly, secondly, thirdly. It's very, very common. It's very cliche. You can add to comments with, to begin with, to initiate with. The main advantage, the prominent one, the significant one. The thing we are using the same, but we are changing our mode of that common things all around. Okay, so you need to be little bit away from all the crowd. So here you'll be getting 0.5 improve. The first thing, do not use that things. Cohesion part should not be mechanical. And the second thing I want to again explain you that please explain your essay properly. Take one thought, explain it, or say two thoughts, explain. Do not give a number of thoughts, okay? And do not use that comma, like for example, gym, fitness, this. Do not use this. This will not work in essay. They only want writing the structure. Okay? So I hope this part is sufficient for you. I think this is the best that I have given you. If you have queries, just post your queries in the question answer box. All the participants, if you are writing here, if you are on the webinar online, please quote your queries. I'm here for 2 minutes and I'll be sorting all your queries. If you have any doubts, just post your things. Last question. Again, I'm having one question from you. Are there any reliable sources which we could get sample essays for different types? Okay. See, on internet, you will be having number of sources, number of information, which are actually I don't feel authentic. So always try to follow the list. What list is okay, but a list okay, and Simon is also okay. Okay. So Liz and Simon, what I feel, they will give you authentic. But again, try to go with your instinct. Just have the ideas by reading that essay. Make it your own, write it in your own style of format, okay, in your own format. The things I only want you to explain it properly. So do not follow all the essays blindly. What I feel, take the ideas from that, take the thoughts from that, because this will help you in the brainstorming. And if your mind is working automatically, you'll be writing your good part. Okay, so authenticity is very less. So always follow the examiner's essay. Okay. Any other query, students? You can post your queries here. Any other query, you can just ask me so that I'll be able to solve your questions. It was very helpful. Thank you. Thanks a lot here. Thanks a lot. So all I have given you everything related to writing task 2. Thank you very much. I hope I'll be coming with more webinars, more sessions, everything. If you have any queries related to IELTS exam, just post it, and I'll make sure that we'll be able to solve every query related to your things. We just want to share our thoughts, share our information with you, so that you'll be getting good bands. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye. Take care.